Hello again, YouTubers. This is slightly different from my vlog series. I am now taking questions or even dilemmas that people will send in, and I'll offer my advice. So, it's similar to the vlogs, but different, basically the same, I don't know. Anyway, so I finally did get one submission for this, and it says, I've always been insecure about my big nose, and last year at school, it seemed like everybody was making fun of me for it. I tell myself I don't care what they think, but I really do. How can I not care if people say my nose is big? First things first, if your friends are telling you that you have a big nose, chances are they're not really your friends. I mean, if they, tease once or something, that everybody gets a little bit of that, but I mean, if it's a repeated thing where they keep bringing it up, these aren't people you want to hang around. I know you think you do, but no, ultimately you don't. The best thing you can do is try and find some better friends, first off. Secondly, everyone hates their nose. I mean, I've heard the whole gamut from it's too big, it's too small, it's too straight, it's too crooked, I wish it had a ski slope. I've heard everything you can possibly imagine here. Nobody is ever happy with theirs, I don't think. I have never once met a person who was happy with the natural shape of their nose. We're all our own harshest critic, though. I mean, you start in with the nose usually, and you'll come up with a whole list of things you don't like. I mean, me personally, I could come up with, my eyes are too small, my nose is too big, my mouth is crooked, my ears stick out, my boobs aren't big enough, my butt is too big, my legs are too short, my stomach's too fat. I mean, I could go on for hours probably with things I hate. We're all like that. We all have our own list of issues. Even people you think don't, they do. Trust me, they may not admit it, but everybody has this. There is one thing that my grandma used to tell me when I used to complain about mine, was that women with big noses weren't born to blend in, we were born to stand out. I'll believe it. I mean, she usually has good advice, I'll believe it. Also, one friend of mine told me once that when I was busy being hard on myself, hating on my nose, because, let's face it, I often do, told me that you wouldn't look the same with it being different. It gives you character. You'd blend in without having yours the shape it is. I mean, this wasn't her exact wording, but I don't remember anymore. This was like 5 years ago. But anyway, that meant a lot to me, that somebody actually thought it gave me character. And you'd be amazed what one little comment like that from somebody can do. It's just amazing. Now, what was I going to say? Oh, one thing you can do, which you'll notice I've done for the sake of this video, but you may not want to do it as heavily as I do, wear eyeliner. Play up your eyes. Make them look bigger than they are, and you'll be amazed how much dramatically less your nose stands out. I mean, I've been adopting this more and more lately. I mean, I go overboard with it, but I like the dramatic look, so that's just me. If it's really, really an issue, I mean, given the age on your profile, I think you're too young to make such a decision, but I can't judge for you. You could feasibly get a nose job, but I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, legally you can get one as young as 14, but I think that's stupid because you're not even done growing yet, and if you get one that young, I don't see how it could end well, because it's gonna just keep changing anyhow. And do you really want to be stuck with this mess? It's sort of like the same thing with tattoos. People don't think about it at the time when they're getting them, but then down the line after they gain weight or their skin starts to sag, suddenly that little picture doesn't look so cool anymore. It's just a mess. So, a lot of surgeons will make you wait until you're 18 to have them done, even though there's no law saying you have to, but I mean, I think even 18's a little young to make such a decision. I'd wait until 25, maybe even 30 to make that decision. The one situation I would make an exception for is if you literally can't breathe through it. I mean, at some point in time I may have it done because I can't breathe through this side of my nose because of an accident I had when I was young, but it's not cheap. They cost about $4 grand. Usually insurance will not pay for it. it's something you want to think a lot about, because if it doesn't turn out exactly how you picture it, or you end up not liking the way it looks, you're either going to get stuck with that, or you're going to be trapped in this whole cycle like Michael Jackson of having surgery after surgery, trying to perfect what can't be perfected. Also, you'll probably also have a chin augmentation at the same time, because it may not look right on your face if they just change the nose, and it sort of evens things out if they do the chin as well. Just something to take into account. Chances are you won't die from it. It's not dangerous, but because there's general anesthetic involved, there is a possibility that you could, so think real hard about this. Do you really want the possibility of dying for beauty? I don't think you do. Chances are you really don't want to do that. It's not going to be pleasant. They have to remove bone and cartilage usually. They have to graft tissues from other parts of your body into it, put in synthetic materials afterwards. They pack your nose with cotton. Sometimes they put a splint on it while it's healing for the first week or two to keep its shape while it's healing. It's not just your nose that swells up after surgery. It can be all across here will swell up, and that's not uncommon. You can have headaches from it. It will bleed. It will not be pretty. It's a lot of trouble for something that's really not worth it, in my opinion. I mean, modern media makes it out to be a big thing that everybody's supposed to have little cute noses, da-da-da-da-da. I think I appreciate it more when people don't, personally, because everybody's not supposed to look alike. How are you supposed to stand out to anybody if everybody looks the same? That's just me. With that, you'll be back to school or work, depending, because I'm sure other people are watching this that are thinking the same thing as you right now, so this goes for everybody, within about a week, but the swelling won't be gone for at least 2. Usually it's more than that. Usually the finished final product isn't totally as it will be until about 6 weeks later, so overall, I'd just say try to play up what you've got naturally. I mean, none of us are happy with what we've got, but if you approach it right, I think you'll find that if you have the right sort of attitude, people will overlook the physical appearance. Anybody can be considered a beautiful person if they have a nice personality, which I know you're probably rolling your eyes at me right now going, yeah, right, sure, but no, just honestly, try it and see what difference it makes.